Så du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Hånd i hånd i solen danser du og jeg. Hver evig eneste morgen, der går jeg i skoven. Jeg tager min gummier på, giver hunden snor og synger tra-la-la-la-la-la. Om det regner og sner, eller der sol for øjen, yeah, yeah. Så bider jeg stille bånd for dig og ønsker dig lykke på vejen. Så nemlig for du vil følges med mig. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Har solen skinner på din vej. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Så du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Hånd i hånd i solen danser du og jeg. Hver evig eneste aften til kaffe, der bæller te og kobler hjernen fra til sød musik, der siger da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Om tiden er 3, eller jeg er på farten, oh yeah. Så sender jeg dig tusindvis af kram og tænker på alle de gange vi var på trangen. Vi to fik det væk til en sang. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Har solen skinner på din vej. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Så du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Hånd i hånd i solen danser du og jeg. Sagde ja til livet, gav slip på tanken, tog ej for givet. Fik det vi troede på, nu er det kommet. Vi skulle samme vej, og jeg kan slet ikke forstå, at du er her hos mig. Nej. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Har solen skinner på din vej. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Fuldmånen. Easy sliding down on me. You are now in my arms forever. All the way eternity. Set you free to be loved. My love.
Hi there and welcome to another week of your modern shaman, Maria in RainbowLand here from Kyoto, this time in Tokyo. And you know what I'm wearing? I'm wearing the colors of the Danish dynamite because I'm from Denmark. And I might just need to repeat some things for some of you who are already following this channel, but for newcomers it's nice for them to know, because people keep asking me, do you live in Japan, or are you just on holiday, etc. Yes, I live in Tokyo, but I am from Denmark. I'm Danish, and the Danish team just played 2 days ago 1-1 against Australia. And it's not that I'm a huge football fan or anything, it's just that we went to the Danish embassy with this one. This is from it's called Roligans instead of hooligans. Rolig means calm, but we don't look that calm because we are the people formerly known as the Vikings. So actually I'm more into following your heart than the war zone. But since it's a Mars stationing and going retrograde, it's going retrograde on the 27th, and this report is from the 26th till the 3rd of July, 26th of June. I thought this was a little Martian, even though it's not the Aries horns, it's a little war-ish, so appropriate to wear this time. But yeah, the Danish team was playing, and the Danish ambassador in Tokyo was wearing this, as you saw, as we stood there with his wife and this funny Japanese guy. This is, "Come so Denmark." It's like, come on Denmark. And we all know that except from when we won the European final in '92, it will only happen if God has real mercy with us and sends some kind of angel to make the other team blind. No, I'm sorry Denmark, I don't mean it like that. Of course you have a chance if you play really well that day. Okay, enough about football and about war. I won't wear it, it's really heavy. Apparently it's real, it's my amazing partner's. He got it from Estonia, I believe. Let me put it over here. So today I'm in Kyoto, where a very, very good friend called his sister lives in this big house with her little daughter. And a long story who lives here. The thing is that I'm sitting here with a Japanese garden. Look how beautiful it is. It's very typical to have that in the center of the house, at the center of the house. And typical Japanese interior, you can't see it all, but I will film it and edit it in. Things like this, like a sacred little space into the wall where we have beautiful paintings of the shisen, the nature. A little bit in conflict with the Danish Viking helmet. But anyway, I'm dressed in red and white, Danish dynamite. And I have another new thing. I have several things for you this week. This is, I don't know if the light may be reflecting in the glass. And again, I also want to say something about last week. Sometimes it takes a whole day because I'm filming 12 signs and a collective report, plus the extras where you see something from town, wherever I am, or the harbor, the forest, the nature, depending on where I'm making the report. So I'm using from morning to evening just filming. Then I'm editing and I'm rendering, I'm uploading, and it all takes 3 days. So if I didn't have full light on all the images from last week, it was because I got a shock, because in Denmark the days were like 14 hours long or 15 hours long, because I'm more up north. And I came here and the light just went out at 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the evening. I was like, what? So that's why the quality last week wasn't as good as it usually is. So now I'm indoor, so that should help me. This is the stars. And this is made in Denmark, and here we can see what's going on this week. If you cannot see it, then you can listen to what I'm saying. But what you probably can see, because these are all the planets, is that we have the sun down here in Cancer. It already moved in last week, so we're aware of that. And we have Mercury here about to leave into Leo. In Leo, we have Venus that passed the Northnote of the moon. And this is a screenshot of the sky. So for any one of you who doesn't know, we are here in the center and looking out into the night sky, or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have to be night, because it's just the whole star system. The zodiac is around us with different planets in different signs, and this is what this frame is trying to portray. We have Jupiter in Scorpio. The moon is going from Sagittarius and all the way over here to Pisces this week. And when we look at this, we have Aries till Virgo. These are the personal signs, and these are the impersonal signs. So what you can see is that the moon is often reflecting what's going on a day-to-day basis, because it's the one closest to the earth, meaning very significant for the mood. That's the moon of the day. So for this week, it's in the impersonal signs. We start out in Sagittarius, where we are positive, optimistically going into this astrological week, starting on Tuesday for me here and my report. And then it moves through Capricorn, activating all of these things that are going on here. We don't have a planet that shows Black Moon Lilith, but we have 3 planets up here. Oh, we call them all planets now, even though I know that we have the luminaries, etc. Let's just call them all planets just for the easier of it. So the moon will go through and activate what's going on with Cancer, Capricorn, family issues, career-related things, harsh things, karmic things. I'll go more into that. And then the moon will go over here and activate the Southnote and Mars, which is in opposition to Venus and the Northnote down here, and then also actually Mercury as it comes in later on. So I will speak about that. I have a book here called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. I will talk about, because it's very reflecting what's going on in our relationships. Then of course we have Neptune over here in Pisces, but it won't go as far as that. Then the moon will stop over here. This is representing Chiron, and we have Uranus in Taurus, and Uranus is also interesting this week. Good. So here we have the stars as it looks this week. For you who don't know anything about it, I will now try to translate it, because astrology is a language, into a language that everyone can follow. Normal English language. English language. If I could speak, it would be much easier to understand. I will try. So, what's interesting this week is, of course, that we have a full moon. As the moon moves into Capricorn, it will be in opposition to the sun. This is what is called a full moon. A new moon is when it's together with the sun. So a full moon in Capricorn, what does that mean? Well, it means something particularly interesting this week, because the full moon has a Saturn involved in it. And anything to do with Saturn, and Saturn is very strong right now because it's at home in Capricorn. Saturn is karmic events. Saturn is a strict father, authority figure that doesn't really care about what you feel. And that's in conflict with that we have so much down here in the feeling sign of Cancer. So it can be a harsh conflict between Saturn coming to show you this is the reality. You may have these feelings and fear from the past. That's Cancer. Things from your childhood, anything that you experienced. It could be rejections. It could be so many things that you're feeling, that you're going through. With this full moon up here activating Saturn, you may be feeling like there are karmic events that triggers things that might be repeated several times, because with Saturn it's never just easy. You have to try, get up and try, lift yourself up and try again. You can lift it up and try again. But if at first you don't succeed, you can look that up. That was a singer that died. Try again. It's called. Okay. Actually, and we have Pluto over here, and Pluto, the planet of death. And remember, don't fear death, because death always means resurrection in some way or the other, and it's more significant for endings and beginnings. As we also have Jupiter over here in Scorpio, these things are on the table. These are things that we will probably talk about. It can be endings still. Anything that has been going on for the last couple of months is activated again and again. And also now, so you are still having things on your mind and your heart that has been going on for a long time. And also because we have a Mars going into square with Uranus. Mars we have here going retrograde now. This means, because Mars came from over here, these are magnets. I need to, let's put it over here. Mars came, you know, in 2 years, Mars goes a full circle, right? So it came from over here, it went into Aquarius. And now, around almost 9 degrees, around 9 degrees, it goes retrograde. It's conjuncting the south node of the moon, and it's going retrograde. This means it's going back over an area where it already was, and then it's going to go forward. It's going to cross this particular area 3 times. This means that any theme that went on, because last time it was at this particular space that it's going to go back over, was at the end of May. So around the 2 last months of May or something like that. Things that went on in your life, a theme, something that was brought up to the surface within you, within the group of people you're with, or family, relations, anything, where you know, okay, try to think about what went on throughout that time of your life. And then try to see, and then you're probably going to be forced from within or without to look over this thing again and to try to see it in another perspective, and it will later on we'll go past it again the 3rd time where you will see it in a whole new light, a whole new light. So it will bring different perspectives to the story. It could be that you have a family issue because we have Cancer involved. This issue was old. It was from the past. Maybe it was related to fear. It started to be brought up 2 months ago. Slowly, it got highlighted again at the end of May, and maybe it was, you know, because we've had so many planets moving through this Cancer area where the sun is really the luminaries, you know, the moon and the sun. When they pass an area, they bring light to it and they personalize it. We had Venus going through the area. We had Mercury going through the area. Now the sun is coming. So first we had Venus, it was relations. It brought it up in, we saw this thing that had got something to do with strict hardcore reality, something to do with morals, something to do with ethics. It's the hardcore planets, Pluto and Saturn up here in, where do we have it? In Capricorn here. It's about right and wrong, good or bad. It can also be misuse of power, misuse of morals. You know, it's up here. It's about the structure of society, authority figures, and the first time when, like when the luminaries or the personal planets comes in and activated, it gets personalized in your life. Then someone in your surroundings comes to the forefront and mirrors it within you. So you react. Oh, there's mosquitoes here. Just a second. So you react. This is a classic. They always eat me. I'm that person in the family or in a group that will be eaten first before everyone else. So you're the one. I'm the one you want to invite to the party, the garden party, just to avoid you getting bit, because I will be the one getting bit. Okay. And again, I apologize for the other day where I had a dress that crawled a little bit up. That's not so good. Anyway. It will personalize this in your life so that you can learn from it. So try not to react or overreact, because Mars, where do we have him? Here in Aquarius, going retrograde. Mars is said to be within several different astrological systems. The weeks around the retrograde, I mean, like 5 to 7 days before, 5 to 7 days after, it's said to be even more strong, even more intense. Planet, any planet, also when Mercury is going retrograde. So Mars has, for the last week also was intense, and Mars will be intense for this whole week and be stronger. I'm ruled by Mars, so I really know. So people with a strong Mars in their horoscope will really feel it, in the personal horoscope. And this is irritability. So be careful you don't snap at people. This is like forceful. You have so much energy. Maybe you should go and exercise. You know, get some steam burned off by whatever hobby you have involving your body. Be careful though that you don't get injuries, because it's also impulsive and reactive. So try not to react too fast and snap at someone, or it's your fault, before saying, oh, maybe it was my own. So we have to remember that it's always for the good of something. When we have these aspects that I talked about, it's a good idea to also learn a little bit about astrology. This is why I'm bringing this into the picture. Because we always have something to learn from the hard aspects. So even though Saturn is the karmic events and the feelings from the past that are brought up, and the conflicts between you and family members, mother, for example, it could be a mother figure because it's in Cancer. The sun is in Cancer. If women in your life in general, some kind of confrontation here. But with the Mars here, going back and forth, you know, it's going retrograde on the 27th. At the end of, around the 26th, 28th of August, it's moving forward. But not until October, it will be out of the whole cycle, you know. So for these months, like 3 to 4 months, actually 4 months before it went into the cycle, I think the whole period, because it's been in the cycle for a long time. You know, when I say the cycle, it's because it's moving forward, as I told you. You can see it here. Then it goes backwards and then goes forward again. So there's a cycle here that it passes 3 times, as I said before. The cycle is about 4.5 months long. This means that some kind of conflict between, or some kind of imbalance between you and someone else, in your relationships, for example, or in other situations, that actually needs to get to the surface and really be worked through, but for a long time, like 4.5 months, like not a half a year, but it's getting close, you know, needs some kind of confrontation. And this confrontation will come, so don't be afraid when a confrontation comes, like, oh, why is this happening to me? Don't say like, I was just here wanting a vacation, but this year is not a vacation. I'm sorry, it's not. This is not vacation time. This year, this summer, we will work on things on the inside. We can have vacation. I'm not saying you shouldn't, because with all the things in Cancer, you should take time to rest, you know. But there's a good chance that you won't get that much time to rest. And then with the square between Mars will go into the square again, as I said, with Uranus down here in come on, Maria. Taurus, in Taurus, squaring over here to basically squaring to the Northnote and Venus, over here in Leo. Yes, it's about these things that you've always wanted, you always desired, you always wanted to go for, and you need to break something down in order to break out and break through. So I always say that I learned from my uncle that the Uranus is the planet of break down and then break through. So break down, break out, and break through. You know, so there's a chance for you to do that if you play your cards right, and you need to be patient. The people that are unaware of this will probably just react and can get a bad situation out of it. But if you're aware of what you need to learn and what you can learn from it, if you try not to react but act once you've thought it through several times, you know, looked at it 5 times before you started doing something, that's Saturn, then there's a very good chance that you can learn so much from this, and you will move on afterwards, after this long period, with a much better result. And, you know, I will go into the personal sun signs. This is the collective report of until now, which is for all signs. And I will go into Aries and upload Aries. Then I will go into Taurus, and that will also be uploaded. So you have to just check on the video if we are in the right sign for you. Today we will also have a fun thing, or not a fun thing, but you know, I always like to have a little thing where we talk about something specific for each sign. Either I make a play, sometimes I make a sketch, a fun one, and at other times I just talk about the signs. Today it's about how each sign will comfort. If the moon is in a sign, how does this sign like to comfort others or be comforted? This will be at the end. So what I wanted to show you was this book, because the theme from last week is still running. Not directly, but it's on the plate. And this is the Mars in opposition to Venus. You probably felt it. And this book by John Gray, I believe, let's see when it was printed. Is it from the 90s or the 80s? Actually, maybe it's even from the 80s. 93. From 93, it was a bestseller. It's a popular book. So some people didn't like it, but I was. This is actually my uncle's, and he gave it to me, or I just borrowed it. I don't know. I have to ask him. But this is an awesome book because it talks about how men and women are so different. I mentioned it last week as well. And we need to respect these differences, because otherwise it will be going so wrong. And it's not a matter of, oh, I want to be right, because if you don't respect these things, things will go wrong. And it's John Gray, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. This is in Danish. I believe it's the same, directly translated into English. 2 sexes, 2 languages, 2 worlds. This is how you reach each other, by John Gray. I have to say it shortly because this shouldn't be too long. It's about that men, they need their time in their little cave. Time on their own. And cave doesn't have to mean a little small room where they go into. It can also be just their own little world of books, or of the cell phone, or the computer, or time in the forest, time with some friends. I mean, not necessarily with friends, but time where he unwinds, and plug out. And women need to give them this time. So if they don't give you compliments, and if they're not really answering back, if they give you signals to that, right now I need this alone time in my cave, it's not because the man doesn't love you. This is the point. You have to respect that. The more you respect him when he needs his alone time in his space without you, the more love you will get in return. And the men always try to see the big picture. Always, this is a strong word. I'm really generalizing. So of course there are exceptions to the rules. And for women who likes to go into the little details, and it's about the small things, and they need to talk about it, they need to talk it through. The men just want to give you a solution. You come home and you're like, I had a horrible day. My boss was bitching at me, and this woman looked at me like I was ugly, and whatever. And the men just say, maybe you shouldn't be working there. Maybe you should change your job. And the woman keeps on explaining. She's just expecting the man to listen. So men, just listen when she's going on and on. She just needs to empty the bag of verbally, and then it's over. You don't need to come with solutions. You just try to find an understanding of what she's saying. I understand, that must have been hard. No solution. Because she just wants to let it out. And then when she has let it out, everything is good. And if it's something to do with you, don't take it personal. Don't think that, you are meant to come with a solution to that. If you as men respect that, and find an understanding instead of a solution, you will have a much more happy and content wife. This is very, very shortly described, but I have tried to not do this, respect their cave, and I've also tried a man who doesn't realize that he just needs to listen and give me a hug, and then we're good. Because even though I'm a tomboy and have a lot of Martian and masculine energy as well as feminine, I'm also, of course, a female. So for my sake, I must say that the minute I started respecting that, and I told my partner, both former and now, and they started to just, I just nod your head. You also have to kind of have compassion with what is being said. It's not just like, yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. We also sense that, so you also have to have real compassion. And of course, it's also okay to put up a boundary, but it helps. Mars in opposition to Venus, find a balance between these two things. Respect each other, respect the men's need to plug out, or even the men. Sometimes it's also the female that needs that, But John Gray, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Whoops. I'm sorry, this is my uncle's book. Shouldn't have done that. Then, that was my marking where I needed to find it. Then people was asking last week, are you a designer? What do you do? Why are you always wearing these colorful clothes, etc.? And yes, and where do you live? Because you're in Denmark, then you're in Tokyo, then you're da. And I just wanted to show this newspaper article that shows creative tornado in Tokyo. And this is not because I'm just like, she wants to show up. Well, in a way, I want to show the creations because we have the Northnote in Leo. For half a year left, almost, not 5 months left. This is about not following trends, following your heart, and be the creation of life. Leo is the creation of life. It's falling in love with life, living life to the fullest, to the max. And I took myself as an example to explain who I am, where I live. I'm a TV journalist. I've made more than 550 programs for Danish television. I'm a clothes designer, and I've had RainbowLand by Maria. I started the company the 11th of the 11th, 1999. And yes, I'm 39 years old. I will soon be 40. And for those, there was a man who wrote that how can anyone being 25 sit there and try to be wise because you don't know anything when you're 25. First of all, you can know a lot about certain things in life when you're 25. Secondly, I'm almost 40. To this man, I'm not 25. So even though I'm wearing roller skates, I'm just releasing my inner child because I'm good at that, and I love to inspire you guys to do the same because life just gets so much more fun. So this is my clothing designs and the walking art designs. There's only one of each, and it's going really well in Tokyo where they love colors. Yes, and I live with my family here in Tokyo. Just moved there last August. And I'm the traveler, I'm the Aries, so I'm the explorer and the adventurer. And therefore I will take you on different adventures if you sign up for the channel, Maria and RainbowLand. So the rest of what I'm going to say in the personal reports. This was all for the collective report. I will now tune into your personal sun sign. So to begin with, I would like to apologize for the fact that I have been wearing, it's part of the program, I have been wearing my very clean sandals. I actually washed them on the bottom because in the West it's not normal to sit with bare feet. In a program like this would be considered hippie, but here in Japan it's considered very, very disrespectful in a way, and very unnormal at least, to wear shoes or even slippers in tatami room. Tatami room. So hi there, Gemini. This week your planet moves into another sign of Leo. A good one, a good aspect with you. And also we have the full moon, which is perhaps the most important thing of this week. And the full moon is happening in your 8th house of Capricorn, and it's conjuncting with Saturn. And we have the sun in your 2nd house, so it's between the 2nd and the 8th house, and this is about your finances, your resources, my money, 2nd house, your money, someone else's money, resources in some way. And when Saturn is there, it's always putting a drag on it so that it will, take some time to solve this, maybe over the next 2 weeks or something, but it's something that can come into fruition, some benefit you can do if you work hard, because Saturn is hard work. And the thing is that you just heard the collective report before. This is your personal, for your sign. The collective is important because this is how we evolve as human beings, souls in a body on this planet, together. So this is where you meet other people, how other people around you and as a group at large is experiencing the same thing, the same energy. But this is personally for you. This can be about, again, inheritance that may drag out, take some time before you receive the money, someone investing in something you have done, some kind of paperwork that needs to be filled out and done in order for you to get your financial situation under control. And it's probably something that feels frustrating for you. And since we also have Mars going retrograde and Mars being in square to Uranus at the first part of the week, which is sudden changes in your 12th house. So this is between your 9th house, Mars in your 9th house, which is again trying to broadening your mind in a way, but Uranus is for Mars, you know, is at a location where it's through traveling to foreign countries, through technology-wise, opening, expanding your mind somehow, to see the bigger picture in an optimistic way. But it's squaring Saturn, and makes you suddenly again rethink about a situation that occurred like in the last 2 weeks of May, that come to the surface again and is laid upon the table, but maybe in a little bit of a different light, because it's the second time it passes this square, and it's Uranus, and Uranus is known for sudden changes in a situation, but still it's itching in the same wound. So you have to be prepared for you again feeling this feeling of shock or surprise of something that you need to let go of or release, maybe some sorrow that you have that comes to the surface again, and you need to let it go. It can also be a behavior of yours that caused something to happen in your life, so where the people you share stuff with on a very deep and intimate level is reacting and responding to something where your self-esteem is getting hit in some way, and how you value yourself and the resources you have in your life is in conflict somehow with how you share these things with an intimate partner of some sort. Then at the same time, Venus is forming a square to Uranus, and Venus being in the same sign as your planet. I'll come to your planet afterwards, in Leo, and that is your third house, your natural. Gemini rules the third house, so this is your natural house of communication, and your planet is moving in there as well. So you are ready to think about things in a new constructive way and communicate it out to the world in a way where you are seeing it clearly, and you are, this is as Venus, which is actually our values and our relations to others, is putting a beautiful light on this communication, so you still feel attractive in the way you speak. So use your talent, your verbal talents to come across this in a beautiful way, where you don't react brutally. But Jupiter is highlighting something in your daily routines where you've been overworking somehow, something you eat, something you do, something you drink. Maybe you see that you shouldn't take these shots or these drinks and get a little drunk every night, and maybe you should eat a little more healthy to have more energy, and you'll get some clarity in this regards, and it's coming through an idea somehow, some kind to your mind, how you can change this particular situation. Yes. But your planet in the third house is a good thing, you know, for you guys. It's feeling good here, making good aspects to your sun, and there's something good to come out of this in your shared resources, where you share parts of you on a very deep level with someone else. Just have faith that if you work hard upon it, and if you sacrifice yourself a little bit without doing it too much, of course, but see, okay, maybe I can live with this, even though this person demands this of me on a very deep level. It's okay with me. I can see that they come from somewhere else, another situation than I do, that maybe it's better if I just try to understand the beauty of that they had another life, and that's how, than I did. They were brought up a different way, and that's why they act in these ways, and I act like this, and how can we find a common ground to stand on? And share these resources that we have in a good way. Or maybe it's just a concrete thing where you need to get money from the government, from the taxes, you need a tax return, you need, there's some inheritance from a family member, and you just need to solve things, you know, in a positive way with siblings, because you have Mars, Venus, and a Northnote in the third house, so maybe it's something to do with brothers or sisters as well. So just remember to don't follow trends, follow your heart. If you are given doubt, that's my advice. And with your planet in the sign that follows their heart, maybe this will be easier for you. Now it's time for the 12 different signs and how they respond emotionally, or how they comfort and care a friend that's coming into their house. being in sorrow or frustration about something. How do each sign show their way of comforting? From Aries to Pisces, all the way around the zodiac. Thanks, Gemini. So this week's specialty is about how we are when the moon is in each sign. Like how does the different sign like to nurture, you know, like wherever the moon is how you like to be nurtured, and therefore often how you nurture others. And the reason why I take the moon this week is because, of course, we are having the sun going through Cancer. And this is the mother, it's ruled by the moon and nurturing, etc. And we have the full moon where things are more intense and up. So I will just make a short description and then I will make a little song that will be appropriate for the particular sign. Again, I'm also a musician and I have been writing several hundred songs throughout the last 20 years, and some of them are also released. Maria in RainbowLand. Maria is what we're called. You can always write me if you want to know more about where to find them on iTunes, Spotify, etc. It's also the song that plays in the intro and the outro every time. See more on the channel as well. Okay, so we'll start with Aries. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Do it again now. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, etc. So the Aries is just gonna be like, oh, so you're sad? You're sad? No, you're not sad. Let's go out and do something. Let's get something started. Let's get this party started on a Saturday night. Let's go to Disneyland. Let's go out there and try some fun. No need to hang around, you know, mourning about it. We'll just make some fun. We'll just have some fun. Go out and see something, find a new place to explore. Yeah, let's do this. That's the Aries. A P.S. Not just taking you to Disneyland. He will take you to Disneyland and she will try to get you on the wildest roller coaster, you know, the one that makes you speak into the big telephone, you know, afterwards. So Taurus. I'll take you places, in a vision you do. Hey, there's nothing holding me back from being spoiling you here from head to toe and make you feel you're queen of. There's nothing holding the Taurus back, because the Taurus will make you the dinner. Oh, look what I got from dinner tonight. You enter the room, you come in. You smell, it smells good, and already now the stomach starts saying noises that indicates that we're gonna get something good. And you also realize that there's fresh flowers from the earth on the table, and you smell that this is lilies that have a beautiful scent, and you already feel even more grounded. So whatever you're sad about, and the Taurus comes to greet you, is gonna vanish fast, because the Taurus is going to give you the warmest hug ever and invite you in to sit down, give you something nice to drink as you wait for the dinner. Just slowly massage you here, so to make sure you're relaxed. And then start talking about the beautiful new store that just opened with this exquisite material that you just want to have because it's so exclusive that it will fit your wardrobe just perfectly. Gemini. Let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things, and maybe let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So the Geminis will rationally think about what is wrong and which situations are, and it will come with input about how you can figure out a way to solve this in a mental and rational way, and you will be discussing it, you will be talking back and forth, and then finally you're like, okay, let's just go out on a cafe, you know, there's this cafe, and after that we can go to the next, and then we can see some people and just, you know, go around town, have some good time, and you will forget about it before midnight, you know. This is Cancer. dreams, I see you, I feel you. That's how I know you. Go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on the door. I'm not even sure that the text is accurate because I learned it when I was very young, and I don't know if my English was that well back then. But anyway, it's like, you know, I also thought the Right Said Fred song that says, I'm too sexy for my car. I thought he's saying, I'm too 60-45, you know, so maybe the text was wrong. But the point is that when you enter the room of the Cancer, as you're seeking comfort, first of all, you get a childhood memory because they just baked so you bonds, and this takes you back to childhood. And as you come in, they sweetly come and give you a hug, and you feel like it's your mother all over again, making you feel at home immediately. Takes your coat and looks at you with eyes that's just saying, don't worry, everything is fine. And in the background you're hearing some nostalgic music that's also a little sad, you know, going into the emotions, not being afraid of confronting them. So here we are gonna be taken into the atmosphere of nurturing the emotions and allowing them to be. The Cancer is showing you a tea collection of whatever kind of tea, showing you, oh, so do you want chamomile or lavender, or what kind of tea do you want? Oh, I have written in my hand. Because this will be very soothing for your emotions, and you're like, okay, thank you. Okay, sit down over there. I'll come here and we can talk over this tea. And the Cancer will come, and they will just make you feel that it's so okay. It's so super okay. The only thing the Cancer wants right now is to help you with your feelings and emotions. And actually, it seems like the Cancer has even been waiting for you all the time, just to help you dig down into this, taking you back to why did you get hurt? What does this have to do with your childhood? And you will become nostalgic, and the Cancer will even cry with you. And yes, this is how you will be nurtured by the beautiful, sweet Cancer moon. You know, it's at home in Cancer. So the moon doesn't get any more nurturing or strong and tender than here. In Taurus as well, of course, because the moon is exalted in Taurus. Yes. Each moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup, I say a little prayer for you. Forever and ever, you stay in my heart, and I will love you. Together, etc. This is the Leo embracing you with a warm hug, saying, come here, my friend, and giving you a warm hug, and you will be given a precious gift. And as you open it, you will see it's that scarf, that beautifully customized scarf that you saw in the window last week, because the generous Leo is here to help you, and he will cheer, or she will cheer you up with a funny joke as you start saying, this is you in the door, and the Leo will just go, oh, it doesn't matter, remember what happened to the crown princess when he went in barefoot and he stepped into the titty, you know, and then you start laughing, and then the Leo is like, come on, let's just go out and have a little fun, have a little fun, oh, and he will take it to the, oh, you're wearing black, you look like a funeral, come to my wardrobe and see what I got. And the Leo has this dress, this suit, and of course something that suits you, and you'll be put in this, and then you go out and paint the night red and live life to the fullest, being served nice things, and go out and be social in a way where the Leo will let you shine. and make you feel proud about yourself again. Virgo. Lights will guide you home and ignite your and I will try to fix you when you don't succeed and when you try your best and you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and etc. etc. I'm sorry, I just love that song. I forgot all about it. It's Coldplay, Fix You. Very nice song. This is the Virgo song because, okay, you enter the Virgo, you are sad and you come to the Virgo moon. Actually, my moon is in Virgo. Okay, it's the natural healer and also other things. So the Virgo, you come into the Virgo and you're like, oh, just a second, let me see. I can see that your bicycle is broke. Let me just fix it. Just let me fix it. Okay, I have something over here. I see the wheel. And then the bicycle is fixed. Okay, come on in. Oh, just a second. That's because you live just next door. So let me just. You said last week that you had a problem with your sink. I'll just go out there and fix it so the water can run smoothly again. Let me just go over and do that. Back in the house. Okay, so now your sink is fixed. Come in here and sit down. And come. Let me give you a hug. Everything is happening at a slow pace. Of course, this was a little high-speed dubbing on everything because here we are calm, we are relaxed, sensitive about the person, sitting the person down. Okay, take off your shoes and socks. And here, there's a foot. Let me give you a foot massage. And he starts massaging your feet, putting lavender in some water. You're gonna have a nice crystal salt, sea salt foot bath. After the massage, and then the little Virgo will start to heal you in whatever way the Virgo feels necessary. And pay attention to every little single detail you're telling. Try to figure out what to do, etc. Libra. And I will listen to your heart. Take a listen when you're talking to me. I will listen to your heart. Take a listen. There's nowhere else I wanna be. And I don't know what just happened, but I do know why and how we can get it over with, etc. So the Libra is opening the door. You are entering. You're sad. Come on in. Come here. Giving you a hug. So, come sit down. Already you have something, everything is served on the table. Whatever your heart desire, you can take and you can want, and that's a good atmosphere. You sit down and you start talking, and this is the Libra. Yes. Oh, I understand that totally. Yes. Oh, yes, I so understand. Yes. Oh, when you say that, I really feel it. Ooh, that must have hurt. Oh, okay. Yes. 20 minutes later. Yes. Oh, yes, I understand. No, keep talking. It's okay. We have all day. I'm here for you. 2 hours later. Oh yes, I understand. I so get it. Yes. And the Libra will make you feel like everything is okay. There's a balance and will try to see everything from your perspective, but also withdraw in the other person as in trying to make you understand where they came from, so they feel more at peace, so they don't feel that the other person was so much as an enemy. And maybe there's a reason why this person did this. And if the Libra feels like, oh, this makes you really angry or sad, no, don't mean, it's not that I'm, and if the person says like, oh, so you're on his side or her side, and then the Libra, no, I'm totally on your side. I'm just trying, you know, to see it from their perspective, but I totally get where you're coming from. Being the best listener ever, you know. Libras are the best listeners ever. They want to listen to you. They like it. They want to go deep into your situation and try to help you solve it. Scorpio. Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels like when you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I wanna take you there in the midnight hour. I can feel your power, just like a prayer. You know, I'll take you there. Scorpio is very intense, you know. So deeply, as you come into the room, he'll look in your eyes and he will see right, she will see right through you. You come in, you're like, you can feel how intensely they want to understand you on a deeper level, ready to talk deeply, because Taurus is never about superficial connections, so it actually loves to bring forward, you know, the intensity of life. So when you come here with your problem, the Scorpio is ready to 120% to the max. Feel your anger, get angry with you, feel your fear, feel your sorrow, frustrations, and perhaps we'll even like mysteriously say we can try to figure out what's going on here by throwing some tarot cards. It will spread out the tarot deck and draw a card. I should have had mine here, and then see, ooh, it's the card of death. A big transformation is about to occur. And then, after listening to you, he might take you by the hand. I wanna take you there, like, and take you to the bedroom. Sag. She played a fiddle in an Irish band. She fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then you took her by the hand. Said, baby, I just wanna dance. The Sag will come in here like, okay, you know what? Let's not whine about it. Let's try to be optimistic, because I can see where you're coming from and I understand the whole situation. Let me show you. You understand that? And I know how we can solve this. Take me on a trip, I'd like to go someday. Take me to New York, I wanna see LA. We'll take you on a trip somewhere to forget, or just to widen your horizon in some kind of way. Be optimistic about it and say, this shall pass, to don't worry, there's a meaning and a truth and a secret behind it all, and there's a reason why this is happening, and here you see why. Problem solved. Taking off to the moon. Into 3. Kill you makes you. Capricorn. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Make a little number when I'm alone. Kelly Clarkson. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's Capricorn. The Capricorn will invite you in. And you will sit down and you will talk. And very fast the Capricorn will make you look at it. You have to try to realize this and look at it from a realistic point of view. Let's not get overly wrapped up into emotion and try to see what's really going on here. Otherwise we will never solve it. The Caps will just cut to the core of it, go straight to the business, cut into the bone and see what is the issue here. Try to avoid that you get too over emotional, but just try to solve it rationally and try to see the whole structure of how this started, why it went on, and how to solve it. And maybe for someone really emotional that really wants to stay in the feelings, this can be a little hard because the moon here is in exile, so it doesn't feel at home here at all. It's the opposite sign of Cancer, so in Capricorn, it's not about the emotion, it's about solving the goddamn problem, you know, without getting overly attached to staying in the problem itself emotionally. So it's like we have to try to be realistic about it, and and the Capricorn will also show you your role in it. What's the part you're playing? Why did this happen? So you need to be able to be ready to take responsibility for what you've done. In this case, I have Saturn conjunct my moon in a Virgo. So I have the Virgo Saturn in a Virgo moon is sensitive. Return Cancer, I'm also sensitive. Grand trine in the water. But with Saturn on top of my moon, I often ran into people that tell me things the Capricorn way. So that and like that I also learned to do it myself. So when I get very emotional, which can surely happen, I also tend to play that role within myself. How to get on? What can we do to move past this? Doof, 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 doof. Bam, 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 bam. In a realistic, down-to-earth way. And it can feel hard, but it will also be constructive and make you move on. Yeah. Aquarius. All the women who are independent, throw your hands up at me. All the mamas who's making dollars, throw your hands up at me. All the mamas who didn't die. This is Destiny's Child, from that breakthrough album. This is Beyonce before she went so low. A good song actually, very funky. But anyways. So this is the Aquarius. So you come in, and this very bright and intelligent air sign will have their meaning of how to do this. So let you in and say, you know what? I will listen to you with a kind heart. And underneath the lines, you know that this will be in an impersonal, detached way, but the Aquarian will show you that, you know what? You are who you are, and you don't need other people to be who you are. So they will make you see that you are fine on your own and you can be independent and you don't have to attach to any feelings. You just detach from whatever you are emotional about and you look to the future and see how you can make a brighter world. And then you will say, okay, you can sit down and get some water if you want to, but my idea is that we go to this Red Cross meeting down here because there we can make some volunteer work for the children of Niagara Falls. I mean Nigeria, because there we can make they collect money for a school down there where the kids can be helped if we. I thought that instead of just, you know, here's my idea to what you can do, and I thought we should just leave and go do that now. There's no need to stay here and just into the feelings. What do you think about that? So what you think about that? Now you know how I feel. Spice Girls. Okay, sætter lige OMC. Pisces. Kama kama dum doody doo dum dum. Kama kama dum doody doo dum dum. Breaking up is hard to do. Don't take your love away from me. Don't you leave my heart in misery. Ba-da-ba-dum. If you go, then I'll be blue. 'Cause breaking up is hard to do. Remember. Oh, we can also do this one. Cry me a real, cry me, cry me, cry me a real love. Now the damage is done, so I guess I believe in by Justin Timberlake. Anyway, the other one was an old classic we learned in school from the 60s, or maybe no, even the, I don't know how old it is. In the 60s, breaking up is hard to do, and the other one was Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River. This is, you know, you get invited into the Pisces world, and there's music, because we are already in another mysterious realm where we get into the whole, you know, boundaryless world where everything just is one big heart. There's love everywhere, and you're invited into this room. And there's purple curtains on the wall hanging like this, you know. and you're just like sit down on this rococo pillow, you know, from Morocco. Rococo. We should make a song about that. But anyways, and you sit down there on the floor, and there's incense burning with this sandal tree thing, and we were like, okay, before we talk about this, I think we should make a cleaning. So we clean out all the negative emotions, and you know, it's wearing its harem pants, the Pisces, and little braces here and there, and like soothing you. You're getting a nice scarf, sitting you down on the pillow, and there's a little fountain here with some water, and a little fountain there with some water, and a little flower here, a little flower there, and a little dog over there, and a little cat, and you know, I could go on for hours because there's a lot in this room. And then you sit down and you start to meditate about how everything is released and resolved by God. And then, depending on if it's the clean type of Pisces or not, he will or she will bring in a bottle of wine and pour you a glass, and you'll be like, you know, go from crying to laughing to crying, and you'll get a little, you know, and then finally you leave it all up to God, and it's all. That was the 12 signs, moon signs, of how you solve problems. Going from fixing your bicycle and your sink to, you know, painting the town red and, yeah, smoking some kind of peace pipe with an Indian of some tribe from the Northern America, and, you know, yeah. So depending on how far we are in the program, I think it's time to say bye-bye. And again, depending on if it stopped raining, so I can make you some footage from outside of Kyoto. The next thing you will see before ending is you'll hear some music by Maria and RainbowLand. My music, our music, Nikolai Bragdaham and my music. I'm a songwriter and a composer and a singer. And that's what you will hear. And then you'll see something from Kyoto. And as I mentioned earlier on in the program, what I'm doing, I'm of course also an astrologer. I think television journalist, clothes designer with my own brand, a musician. But I forgot astrologer, but besides from the obvious, that should be rather obvious. So I'm the typical Aries, when the Aries are the wildest and they have 4 irons in the fire at the same time. That's a very typical Aries, if you're really Aries to the max. Thanks for watching. Maria, your modern shaman in RainbowLand, checking out for this week. Remember, you can subscribe to the channel if you want to receive a notification every week when it's coming. And if not, best of luck to you. See ya.
Easy sliding down on me. You are now in my arms forever, all the way eternity. easy sliding down on me. You are now in my arms forever, all the way eternity. Set you free to be loved. Oh, my love. Oh, feeling, sensing, healing. We are one, always and forever. Now I need the energy to break free, to see love. Oh, my love. Oh, easy